Very good morning to all students. We are learning about life processes in living organism, part second. From that, we are already discussed about the process of reproduction, and we are talking about process of reproduction in plants. In previous class, we are discuss about the formation of female gametophyte. So, how the female gametes are formed? Female gametophyte. How the female gametophytes are formed in angiosperm. So, we know about female gametophyte as well as male gametophyte. Now, what is the remaining part in a process of reproduction? So, that is called fertilization as well as production of new seed or new plant, we can say. So, that process how they operates, that will be we have to learn now. First of all, we have to draw the structure of a female gametophyte, okay, within a female reproductive part, that is called gynoecium. So, this is the female reproductive part called as gynoecium, and each part we know the labeling of we can label this part like this. So, this is an stigma, we have stigma, we have style, and we have ovary, okay, we have ovary. What happen inside the ovary? We have female gametophyte, that is called, this is an integument, we can say. Upper three cells are called antipodal cells, we have, and below three cells, from that these two cells are called synergids, and we have a diploid cell, that is called secondary nuclei, and we have female gamete here. This is the egg cell or egg, or we can say female gamete, okay. This is an egg, okay. So, this is a structure of ovule, we can say simply this is the structure of ovule. What happened? First of all, that formed male gametophyte, male gametophyte. What is the structure of male gametophyte? We know the structure of male gametophyte, like first of all, I already told you that pollen grain, when reach to the stigma here, pollen grain whenever reach to the stigma, break its germ pore and intine layer of the pollen grain, form the tube like structure that is called pollen tube, and that pollen tube containing this is a pollen tube. We have here callose plug. This is an callose plug, and we have two male gametes. I will draw here first and second male gamete. This is an vegetative cell. Okay, this is an gametic cell and vegetative cell. So this is the second male gamete, and suppose this one is first male gamete. We have these two gametes, and this is an vegetative cell. We know vegetative cell or tube cell. After the reaching of pollen tube to the micropyle end of ovule, there are two ends have ovule. There are two ends contain the ovule. First end is called, I already told you, chalazal end, and this one is called micropyle end. In ovule there are two ways to enter the pollen tube within a ovule. First end is called chalazal end, that is the upper where our antipodal cells are present. Below there are two synergids and one gametic cell, that is egg cell is present. That end is called as micropyle end. What happened? This pollen tube move by the process of that is called chemo attraction. Term called chemo attraction. Chemically that pollen tube attracted towards the egg cell. That's why pollen tube containing two male gametes move towards the this ovule, and we can say towards the egg cell. After the reaching to the micropyle end, vegetative cell get degenerate here, and there are pathways. There are two pathways are present here. One synergid and this one another synergid. These two synergid cells are provide the way, or we can say pathway, for the entering the gametes into the ovule. These provide the pathway for the male gametes. Okay, so these get degenerate, and these provide water for the purpose of movement of male gametes within ovule. And first male gamete, what happened after the entry of male gamete towards the egg cell? What happened? This first male gamete fuses with, I will write here, first male gamete fuses with egg, we can say egg cell, and second male gamete, this one second male, after this fusion, this second male gamete fuse with secondary nuclei. Second male gamete fuses with secondary nuclei which is diploid in nature. We know the diploid nature of secondary nuclei. So what are the products now after the fusion of these two gametes? First male gamete is fuses with egg, and that lead to formation of diploid cell, that is called zygote. We can say zygotic cell. Okay, first male gamete fuses with egg and there is formation of zygote, and second male gamete fuses with secondary nuclei which is diploid in nature, and there will be lead to the formation of endosperm, whereas there is fusion of diploid plus haploid male gamete, that is second male gamete. There is a diploid nature of endosperm. Endosperm is a triploid in nature. There are 3 chromosomal sets are combined with the formation of endosperm. So this is called double fertilization. Why this is called double fertilization? Because there are two fusions are occur here. First fusion with egg cell and second fusion with secondary nuclei. That's why it is called as double fertilization process. Okay, so this is the production of zygotic cell. What happened with this zygote after the fertilization? There are 2 fertilizations are occur here. First with first male gamete to the egg cell, and second male gamete with the secondary nuclei. And first male gamete after the fusing with the egg cell, there is formation of zygote, and second male gamete after the fusing with secondary nuclei, there is formation of triploid endosperm. Endosperm store the food material in the form of starch, and this starch, food containing endosperm provide the nutrients to the growing zygote, as well as this zygote mitotically divide by number of time and form the structure called, we can say this is an number of zygotic diploid cells are called, this is an embryo. This is called embryo. After the fertilization of first male gamete, there is formation of zygote which is diploid in nature. In a diploid cell, that is zygotic cell, there are so many mitotic divisions are occur. After that, there is formation of embryo. Embryo gradually converts into various shapes like horse shaped, heart shaped. These all shapes are formed in the embryo. After that, this embryo converts into a seed. We can say that is the seed. Okay, that seed able to germinate. There are 2, I will draw here. This is an seed, this is fertilized embryo, and after complete differentiation of embryo, there is formation of 2 So after the formation of embryo converts into various shapes, and that embryo, that is we can call that is the seed of that particular species of plant, and that seed able to germinate. And firstly, that seed have 2 parts. First is called, this is called plumule, and this one is called radicle. So plumule converts into a shoot after the germination. Plumule converts into a shoot part of the plant, and radical is converts into a rooting part of the plant. So this is the reproduction in plant. There are two types of fertilizations. That's why this process is called as double fertilization, and this is the special characteristic of angiosperm, or we can say special characteristic of flowering plants. Okay, so remember, I will repeat one more time. There is first male gamete fuses with egg cell that lead to the formation of zygote, which is diploid in nature, because first male gamete is haploid, second here egg cell is also haploid. That's why haploid there is fusion, means fertilization occur between two haploid cells, that is the conversion of zygote, which is diploid in nature. Here secondary nuclei already diploid in nature, that's why second male gamete, which is haploid in nature, that fuses with this diploid secondary nuclei, and that leads to the formation of triploid endosperm. And endosperm is the structure where food is stored in the form of starch, and that stored food is used by the zygotic cell, as well as during the growth or development of embryo, as well as during the formation of seed, new plant after the germination. So that food is utilized by the developing embryo. So this is called as reproduction in plant. That is the end of our reproduction process in a plant. In next class we